time for me to just start staying home and staying out of his way. Alright, so we got a nice fun, most reversing valves are fun, right? They're an enjoyable job. But it keeps doing them like this, and just want to show you, let Jack explain to you. Take a look at this expansion valve. How you doing on this valve? Got it all done?
All right.
I see the vacuum pump running.
Back on.
So when I take a look at this valve here, the torch work looks pretty good. And what I notice is, usually when I come up to these, this tube and this tube and this tube are just mangled beyond belief. They really look awful from people grabbing them with channel locks and trying to pull that stuff up and out of there. One tip on these that we do sometimes, instead of trying to pull these lines up and out of this valve, pick a spot up here that's easy. Go ahead and cut it right here and cut it over here, and then when you take the valve out, you can unsweat those stubs, put them at the right angle into your new valve, do the torch work out here where you can easily get to it, and then stick the valve back down into place and do a little swedge joint here and a little swedge joint here, or however your particular brand or unit is set up. But Jack, I don't see any couplings, I don't see any swedges. How did you get that out of there without tearing that all up?
Well, I think what you just said is a great method, but sometimes you can't do that, or it doesn't make sense to cut it like on this one because it's too short and it's got things stuck into the side of it. So one of the first things I do is pop this out of the compressor and then pop this discharge line down here on the bottom of the valve. That allows me to just kind of move this around freely without having it attached to anything down low. And then I do grab this one with the channel locks, but you don't have to grab it very tight. As a matter of fact, you really don't have to pinch it at all, as long as you can just kind of get a good angle on it and give it a good tug. Heat that up and pop that one out of there. And then what I do is I turn the torch up a little bit and point my flame in this way, so I'm kind of hitting both of these pipes a little bit.
Right.
Heat them both up at the same time, and I'll have some channel locks on this side of my old valve and be pushing downward on it.
Gotcha.
While I'm heating these up to pop that out without yanking these around or scratching them up or dinging them up.
So you're moving the discharge line out of the way.
Out of the way completely. I'm disconnecting here, I'm disconnecting here, and I'm going to pop this over this way to the side so that it's not in my way and there's nothing keeping the bottom of this valve in place.
Gotcha. And then you'll heat both of these up at the same time, push down on the valve.
Yes.
And so these never change position.
These don't change position. I'm only pulling on this one just a little bit, just enough to wiggle it up out of there, and then that with that discharge line out of the way on the bottom, it lets me push down while I heat both of these up, and it just slips right out without moving any of that.
It's pretty good, Jack.
Then you just wait for it to cool down, move stuff around where you need it, and pop it back in place to do your torch work.
So you're putting that discharge line back on while the valve's out here.
You can do that.
That way you don't have to do that torch work looking up.
Definitely can do that.
Go ahead and put that discharge line in while the valve is out here. Do that joint real quick, cool the valve down, and then stick it down in there and just feed it up into your lines that never moved.
Of course, everyone has their own way of doing things, but the easiest way is the best way. So, and you definitely don't want to take a chance on having too much heat on that valve and overheating it and popping the seals inside of it.
Gotcha. Right on. Torch work looks good. And you didn't mangle the pipes all up. A lot of times you see a unit with a new reversing valve in it, and the rest of the unit looks like it's ready to pop leaks. Anyway, lines are kinked. Nice job. How many more days you going to keep letting me come to work? He learns fast. And that is probably one of your easier ways to do a reversing valve, or a combination of both. Cut one of the lines like I said, and then pop it off in a downward motion instead of fighting with it, trying to get those lines up and out of the top. See you next time.